Well, hello, everybody. This is Coffee with Judy. I'm super excited because this is part 2 of my experience with coronavirus. I hope you guys got your coffee ready. I have my Café con leche ready here. Start your brewing. Get comfortable. Get a little pillow, a blankie. There's a lot to say. Well, I just want to let you guys know we're all doing much better. Thank God. My two of my actually my children are going back. One is back at work, and the other one is going to work today. I'm super excited about that because I can see their health getting better. I'm sure down the road, they're gonna have to make sure of a lot of things, improving, but they're back in track. My father and I and my mom are recovering. I feel much better today, much better. I thank God for that, and as well as my family. But I did want to share some more with you guys about our experience. As I said to you at the first taping, part 1, that I never felt alone. And as the more I think about it, is mind blowing to me, because there was times in my life that I was afraid and I really felt like, hey, God, you're not there, but I want you to know He is always there. The amazing experience for me was I knew I was not in this battle of desert, like I said, in the desert without water. Imagine being in the desert without water. It's like walking a marathon and you're getting close to the end and you're like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. I don't think I'm going to get there. That's how I felt. But I knew that water was around the corner and it was Jesus. So, that's an awesome experience. But I want to let you guys know how hard this situation got for us, because I had a neighbor that she had just lost her mother last month, actually 2 months ago, and I kept thinking about her. I kept thinking, oh God, I don't want to go through the same thing she went through. She just lost her mother. And I kept thinking about my son, and I kept thinking about my dad. And then I kept saying, God, the pain that I'm feeling at this moment, that fear, I can imagine she went through that. God help her now and her family and her children, her husband and her siblings and father, because I know that pain is so terrible, because I felt it coming to me and I kept rejecting it. And I started to think about, I have a lot more to live for as well. It's not only because of the love that I have for my kids, but you've given me so much promises in my life and they're not completed yet. So I have to get serious in my belief. Do I believe in your word, or do I believe it's over for me? And I started to believe all the promises God has given me, has given my children. I've witnessed, and I said, it's not over for us. It's not over for us. This is just a purpose that God has, and we were chosen for it. So I want to get back to fighting with Miss Corona, as I called it. A lot of people have asked me, friends of mine that I have said that to, and they're like, how do you get there? How do you sit there and you fight? I said, listen, I remember when my son Marcus had his accident, and I fell to my knees in the middle of the hospital. I didn't care who was there. All I knew was the love that I have for my son. And I was so devastated over his accident. And I yelled, Lord, do not leave me. That's all I want from you at this moment. Don't let me feel afraid or alone. And I felt this warm come over me, this sense of warmness. Like, when someone hugs you from behind, like somebody was there to hug me. And I knew it was God, and He let me know. A matter of fact, I had a pastor tell me, you should just thank Jesus for the 8 years that you had with Him. So if He takes Him, just thank Him for those 8 years. And I got angry. And I was like, how dare He? But as time went by, I understood what He said. Because even though I had 8 years of with Him, what we would call a normal child jumping up and down saying, Mommy, I love you. And now I've had 25 years, that is going to be now in April, of a son that can't talk, is a different son, is a different situation. But I thank God for both. I thank God for those 8 years that I had with him, that he was okay. And I thank the 8 years of him not being able to tell me physically, I love you. But with his look and smile, and when I walk in the room, it's like sunshine just walked in, because he lets me know, I love you, Mom, without physically saying it. Just by his look, that lets me know that, you know what? It's okay that I had those 8 years with him, and it's okay those other 25 that I have with him now. You know, it's something that is very strange, but when you have God in your life and you have what I have with him, and the experiences that I've had, and to know that he's always there for you, you can understand what I'm talking about. So I want you to know, those that are out there, my friends and friends to be and family, know this. Know this. I'm not Superwoman. I'm not a woman that is amazing. I'm just a woman that believes that God has her back. That's all. I'm just a woman that believes that God has her back. Because I want you to know, I would have wanted God to heal me in 1 day. If I tell you the pain and all the stuff that I went through, yes, I would have wanted him to heal me like the minute I say heal me. But I understand that process that I went through, that process I traveled through, and the process that I'm going to continue to go through in life has an ending and a purpose. It has an ending and a purpose and a new beginning. And when you get there, you understand that it's okay that you went through that. You had to go through that. Because there's somebody out there at this moment that doesn't believe that they're going through situations in life that they don't understand why. They question it. Don't question it. Just hold on to God. Hold on to the belief that you're not alone. He's going to carry you to the other side. And you will see the purpose. People have asked me, how come you're always smiling? How come you're always laughing? I don't get it. You have a son that suffered a tragic accident. I don't look at it that way. Yes, he suffered a bad accident. If you ask me as a mother, would I have wanted him to go through that? Of course not. Would I change anything? No, I won't. It has made me a better person, a better mother, a more compassionate person, and has made me understand that even though I went through that, there's people that are worse off. And I just need to let them know it's okay. You're going to see the light on the other side. You really do. You really do. And even through this situation, there's a joke with my friends that are close to me, that they're always teasing me that they're going to get the recliner that I have in my son's room and throw it away. Because for a lot of years, I've been sleeping in it. It's a long story. I don't want to get into that, but I've been sleeping in the recliner in my son's room, not necessarily needing to do it because my son sleeps well at night. I have a very big room. My room looks like an entire apartment. It's that big. I've been blessed. And I have a big bathroom, a walk-in closet. I have a big room. But I never sleep in it. And my friends and family are always telling me, what's wrong with you? You have a comfortable room. Just leave the door open if you need to hear him or put on the baby monitor, whatever. But go to bed. You need to sleep in your bed. It's not good for you. It's not healthy for you. You don't need to watch him. I can't explain to you why this has happened to me, but I'm going to tell you what I learned. In these last 3 weeks, 21 days, I learned that the world didn't fall apart because Judy was not sleeping in her son's room. He sleeps well. He's fine. I have not had to go running into the room to rescue him. So if this entire situation was just to prove to me that I needed to trust in God that Mark can sleep alone, then it needed to happen. That's the way I look at this. Because you know what? Having a conversation with my brother, he said to me, guess what? Mark survived 3 weeks of his mother not bothering him, sleeping in his room. He probably sleeps better. And it made me realize I need to learn to trust more, to let go. Sometimes we want to control everything. There was all these years unnecessarily me sleeping in that, recliner, excuses of, I was watching TV, I fell asleep. The truth is, I was afraid to leave him alone. Well, guess what? I was forced to leave him alone for 3 weeks because I was not able to go in his room because I was infected with coronavirus. And he's fine. So that was a lesson, a very big lesson in my life. But I also wanted to share with you that through this process that I went through, it made me realize the powerful love of God over my life. God knew. He knows what I can handle and what I can't handle. It would have been very, very difficult for me that my son Marcus would have been sick as well. That just would have been too much. And he knew that I couldn't handle that at that moment. So I thank God for that. He has a nurse that comes in, takes care of him, makes sure he's okay from morning to night. And then she goes home, and God bless her life as well. I learned that people are going to be people. There was time that I said, wow, man, no one, in my heart, I wanted someone to do one of those soups that you call wake up the dead kind of soup when you're really, really sick and you want that hot, steaming soup just to come down your throat and take care of everything. But I didn't ask anybody for it. So I was kind of a little bit confused because I would have been the one, I don't need nobody to ask me. I'm going to go run and do it. But it doesn't work that way. You need to let your friends and family know the truth. Hey, I want a soup that wakes up the dead to make me feel better so I can feel better to take care of my family. And I kind of said it to a friend of mine, and I wrote her a message and I said, hey, those soups that you do that wake up the dead? Can I have some, please? And she did. And it was so funny because we have a gardener that helps us out. And he used to have a restaurant in Puerto Rico. And out of nowhere, he says, well, who's been making soup for you guys? And I said, well, really not nobody, because, we're not really wanting to bother anybody. And we're so sick, we don't want to get out of bed. And he's like, I'll have you a soup by tomorrow. So I said, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But, I really didn't think he was going to do it because, he has a business. His wife works. Well, let me tell you, people. God heard my prayers. That man the next day brought a soup that, believe me, that woke up the dead. It was like medicine coming down into my body. But the lesson to that is I learned people can't help you if you don't tell them. It's okay to say, you know what? I feel sick. I can't do soup. Can you come do some soup for me? Can you go to the grocery store and buy me something? Look how awesome God is, and he took care of us. My son has a friend that works at his job with him, and she was doing grocery for us. She would tell my son, send me the list, send me the money cash app, and we got this. She would actually go and do everything that he asked. Let me drink a little bit of coffee here. It was brewing. It was smelling so good. I needed to have some. So everything that I asked for, everything that I needed, she would bring it. God bless her. And I started to realize, wait a minute. All we need to do is say the truth. There's nothing wrong with basically being naked emotionally and say, I need help. It's okay. I had a brother from church send me a message. He's one of our leaders. And I know when he hears the podcast, he knows what I'm talking about. His wife was very sick in the hospital and they were ready to intubate her. And the Lord intervened and they didn't have to. And he's always been a very strict kind of guy. And he's very sweet, but we've never really interacted. He sent me a private message and I feel so blessed for that message. He said to me, the same way God blessed me and my family, he's going to bless you and your family. So don't you worry, just believe. The fact that he did that, the fact that he reached out to me in private, he didn't make a show, he didn't let everybody know what he was saying to me. He reached out to me directly, impacted my life. Because he let me know, you know what? I've been praying for you and your family, and the same beautiful blessing that God did for us, I want it for you. That was a wow moment for me. It made me realize it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to let people know your truth. Hey, I need help. I'm scared. Because God uses those people to comfort you. You know, God doesn't come from heaven and say, hey, I'm here. He brings those people into your life to let you know. Then all these messages started to come in because God said, you want soup? I'm going to give you soup. I had a friend call me and said, look, I'm not working today. Do you need me to cook for you? I had one today, call me today. I can't believe you were sick for 3 weeks. I didn't know till today. Do you need me to cook for you? How awesome is that? But that's the God that we love and believe in. It's okay to let yourself go and let people know that you're in need. I think it's dumb of us to think that people are going to know what we want. We need to let people know. Hey, I need you to call me. Hey, I need you to be there for me. I need a hug. I just need you to say my name. It's okay. Let them know what you need. Because you know what? They can't read your mind. And then sometimes we get a little dumb because I went through it. We get a little sour and we're like, oh man, my friend didn't call me or my friend didn't offer me this. Well, how are they supposed to know? They read your mind? Some people are so respectful, they won't call you, they won't bother you because they want you to rest. They want you to recover. They know that if they're home praying for you, that's more important than them coming in and intrude your life. But sometimes we don't understand that. And that was a big lesson that I learned. I learned that people are not going to know what I want from them if I don't tell them. So you need to tell your friends and your family what you really want. And that was a lesson that I learned. But the most valuable lesson that I can tell you is don't be afraid of anything that comes knocking at your door, that you feel that is intruding your privacy, intruding your peace in your home. Talk to it. Tell it, get out. Just like I told coronavirus. I lost my fear for a second and I spoke to Miss Corona and I said, you need to leave my home now. You don't belong here. You're not part of my family. Okay? This coffee is really good. But I want to let you know before I close this session, and I hope that you guys say what you feel. Give me comments. Give me your feedback. If you need to talk to me in private, let me know. I will give you in detail all the experiences that I went through because I went through a lot. There's a lot more to say. But the best thing that I can share with you is I never felt alone. I knew that God was with me. I want to share this with you. I want to implore this. And if I can imprint it in your heart, I want you to feel that I'm imprinting this in your heart. You are not alone. No matter what situation you're going through, no matter how dark it can look, you will see the sunshine tomorrow. You will see it. 3 weeks ago, I thought one of my family members would be gone, that I would be planning a funeral. I'm as open as I can be right now. But I have seen the light. I have seen the light. And if one day it happens, God will prepare me for it. But this was not the moment. He let me know, don't fear because I am with you. You will go through things in life. I know that I'm going to continue to go through things in life because that is life. But I'm not alone. And when you know that you're not alone, you can handle anything. And I want to say a short prayer. I don't normally do this in my podcast, but I want to say, God, who's ever listening to me at this moment, that they can feel what I felt back then and what I feel now. That no matter what I endure in life, no matter what goes through my path, that desert where I feel there's no water, there's no one that can see the pain that I'm going through, that you can show me that light, that you are there. As long as I have you, I have everything. That person that feels despair, that was left by their husband, that was left by their wife, that were left by their children, their best friend. They have nothing they feel they got to live for. Let them know their value and their worth, that they are not alone. In your name, Jesus, amen. I wanted to share this with you guys. I wanted to pray with you because I want you to know you're not alone. I hope to hear from you guys. Coffee with Judy. Look me up. I'm coming back. Take care.